When making a freeform, I usually like to look the rock over, and if it doesn't already have a flat spot, I try to find kind of the ugliest part of the rock and I'll cut that off to make a flat base. Often when you're slabbing, there'll be a little lip that's left over, and I always grind that off to make sure everything's nice and flat. Here I'm just grinding off more areas that would take a really long time on the flat lap to get smooth. This just gives me a head start. This fossil is from Lake Michigan, and generally they're pretty soft and easy to work with, so I'm hoping it won't take too long, even though this particular fossil, the sides, the larger sides, are kind of bumpy and will probably take a bit of work. I'm starting with 80 grit here to do this shaping just because I know I have a lot of stuff to grind down. At this stage, I do a lot of stopping and feeling with my finger to see how smooth things are instead of getting it rinsed off and dried off and looking at it closely. But since it is a pretty soft rock, I still did have to rinse it off periodically so I could actually see and even feel through all that grit and slime. Alright, so that took 18 minutes to do the first grit. Now I'm changing from my 80 grit disc to 180. Mainly I'm doing 180 because going from 80 to 325 is a really big jump. And this way I can make sure I'm getting all the scratches out from that 80 grit disc. When working with the freeform of the shape, I do try to make sure I focus really hard on the corners because that's where you often miss scratches. Again, you want to very often stop, rinse it, dry it off, and look closely for scratches. I'm pointing out a few that I can see here, and then you go back in and you rework those areas. Alright, that was about 8 minutes on that disc. All the scratches were worked out, so now I'm moving on to my 325 disc. It's important that each step or each new disc you work out the scratches from the previous disc very thoroughly. You don't want to miss any spots because as you get further along, you're not going to be able to get those scratches to disappear. If you've missed it on a disc, you'll actually have to go back to the previous disc, work it out, and then continue on again. And I've definitely missed some spots here that I've pointed out, so I'm back to working the rock a little bit more on this disc before I can move it on. Each time I check for scratches, I'm actually rinsing it off in a bowl of water that I keep next to me and then drying it off in this towel. It's easiest to see any scratches or spots you've missed if your stone is completely dry. So now I'm ready to switch from the 325 disc to the 600. That's this red one. Taking a quick look at it, it's wet here. Now it's dry. Ready to switch from the 600 disc to the 1200 now. I actually dread using this disc. Since I first bought it, it's been like warped or uneven, so it kind of makes the entire flat lap vibrate and the rock wobble a bit. So you'll often see me when I'm using this blue disc actually holding onto the flat lap to kind of keep it more steady. I should just order a new disc for the 1200 grit, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm pointing out here some areas that just don't seem to be taking as good of a shine So I want to try to work those a little bit more and just see if I can do anything about it. They don't seem scratched, just not as shiny. When I pulled my polish pad out, it had this big rip in it. So I'm actually going to set it to the side and see, instead of using this 3000 grit disc, this doesn't have like the cushioned backing, so we'll see how it does. So I'm looking it over a bit right here, and you can actually see in the light that it's definitely more scratched looking than anything. So I think it actually looked worse than it did before, and I'm actually going to go back and redo the 1200 grit disc here to kind of smooth all those scratches back out. This is ready for polish now, and I'm just going to have to be very careful with the polish pad with that rip. I am also out of polishing paste, so I just smeared on some of my rock tumbling polish powder that I have. Right here, there's a little too much water going on the pad, so I've adjusted my drip up higher. That way it kind of dries out the pad a little bit. I'm checking over some spots also right here just to make sure that everything is shining up nicely. I'm looking it over for the last time here, and I'm not seeing any spots that would improve with any additional work. Here it is in some brighter light. What I like about this piece is there's actually little flecks of pyrite throughout the rock, which I think kind of gives it a little bit more character. But I'll be honest, I think I preferred the before it was smoothed and polished. But you don't know until after you're done.